When the sun is high above us, or the moon is full aglow, what better than to sit by the river and watch it flow?
For now is the time to write words on sand and drink in the wisdom of far ancient lands. For the heavens soar above us, while the earth is still below. What better place than to sit by the river and watch it flow?
Hi, I'm Philip. Thanks for having me. I'm going to tell you a very short story. It's called Lost Languages. It involves a grandfather narrating stories from a book to his two grandchildren. And he finishes a very long story and he says, that's the end of the story and the end of the book. So, session over. And the two girls say, no, tell us another story. So, grandfather is running out of stories. The book is over. So now he has to think of something of his own. So he thinks, and outside he hears birds singing, and then he gets an idea. And he says, once, long ago, birds spoke the same language as humans. And one day, a bird saw a woman working in the fields, and the bird fell in love with the woman. And he sang her a song. And the woman was so fascinated and taken with the song, with the words in the song, that she fell in love with the bird as well. And the bird and the woman became lovers. At this point, one of the girls says, but how can a bird and a woman become lovers? How's that possible? And grandfather laughed and said, well, in those days, it was easy for them because they spoke the same language. So then the girls say, okay, and then what next? And then grandfather says, well, the gods came to know of this relationship between a bird and a woman, and they did not approve. So they cast a spell on the birds. And as a result, the birds lost the power of speech and they became dumb. After that, they could only make chirping sounds or cooing sounds. And we've been hearing these chirping sounds for thousands of years. And we don't understand it. And we just call it singing. We say the birds are singing. At this point, one of the granddaughters continues the story. She says, yes, but the singing sounds familiar because it is a language we once knew long ago and we miss. This surprises grandfather. He's very impressed. He looks at her and he says, that's a beautiful end to the story. How did you think of it? And the girl yawns and says, well, grandpa, it was easy. All your stories end with someone remembering something that they can no longer get. That's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Thank you very much.
The year 2000. I had completed my post-graduation and I was this independent working woman. A few months later into my job, and my parents said, settle ho jana chahiye. I really didn't want to settle down at that point of time. I was just beginning to enjoy this phase. But I reluctantly agreed. And that opened the floodgates to marriage and matchmaking. The first guy I met was at Hotel Lalit Ashok. And I was told the boy has an MBA, lives in the suburbs of London, and is from HR. I was from HR. So I decided to meet him. From his side, there were his parents and this match fixer auntie. And from my side, we had my parents, my uncle and aunt, and me. I wore a black salwar kameez with multicolor embroidery. I was wearing my glasses, but I was told to take off my glasses. So I just took it off and tucked it in my kurta. When I saw the boy, he was wearing glasses. Nobody told him not to take off his glasses. I took a moment back, decided that let's just go past this and, talk to him. I thought the conversation went well. We spoke. I shared information about what I did. I asked what he did. But a week later, we get to know that the boy was looking for a Sushmita Sen with chiseled cheekbones. I was really pissed and decided that I was done with this whole match fixing business. A few weeks later, there is an ad in Times Matrimonial which reads, educated Sindhi boy working in an MNC looking for an educated working girl. My mom and my best friend's mom saw the ad on the same day and realized that this was a rare occurrence in the Sindhi community. Educated Sindhi boy looking for a working girl. And nowhere did the ad say fair and homely. My mom and my middle sister decided to go to Malleshwaram 18th Cross and get my profile typed out. And somebody had to send it to this boy, right? So the task was given to me to email it to the boy. I decided to send the email out like my mother. And soon enough, I got a response from the boy's father. Once we got a response, my mom called the boy's mother and said, Milna chahiye. The boy's mother said, we don't really need to meet right now. Let the boy and girl meet first, and then we'll see. In my mind, I decided that, okay, maybe this is a guy worth meeting because he's probably going to be the first guy who's going to come without his parents to meet a girl. It was Sunday evening. We decided to meet at Java City on Cunningham Road, which was a cafe in those days, long before the influx of coffee days. My mom said, he might be coming alone, but we are coming with you. Well, from my side, we had my mom, my middle sister, my sister's friend who was staying with us that weekend, and me. This time, I decided to wear black jeans and a knitted top that I had picked up from my first salary. I tied my hair up in a ponytail and wore my glasses. I decided I was just going to be me. As I was parking near near Java City, I realized I saw this tall guy wearing grey jeans, denim shirt, and Kolhapuri chappal. I looked at him closely and I recognized him. He was my senior from school. And before I could say anything, my sister said, Are, he was my senior in college. Suddenly, I managed to tick a lot of boxes in my head. Tick, 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 tick. So we go inside, and clearly this is the boy whom we had come to meet. And over coffee, we realized that we had lots more in common than just school and college. And what was supposed to be a marriage checkout meeting became a 2-hour conversation talking about various things. And at the end of 2 hours, we decided to meet again, but this time with our mummy, papa, behan, and behan's friend. 6 months later, and over many coffees and conversations, we were married. In January this year, we celebrated our 19th anniversary. Looking back on that Sunday, I realized that it is important to me today, just as it was on that day in Java City, to just be me.
Knowledge without wisdom is like water in a gourd poured into the sand. What does this mean? Let's find out from this short story. Once, there lived a boy whose work was to guide a blind old man to the well every afternoon to have his fill of fresh water. The boy would guide him by the hand, leading him away from baobab roots, navigating him away from rocks, shielding him from hanging bougainvillea twigs. Then just when they got close to the well, the old man would run on his own without tripping or without hitting rocks and boulders right into the well. One day the boy got curious and asked the blind old man, "Does the water in the well make you see?" "No," the blind old man retorted. "I smell the water in the well, and I feel the touch of the walls of the well," he answered. "Is it possible then to see in the dark?" the young boy asked the blind old man. The old man paused for a long moment. A long, long moment. A moment as long as the bladder on your hair, or the length of the belt around your waist. But when he answered, this is what he said. "Science teaches me that our eyes can adjust to the darkness. Nature teaches me that our senses can adapt to the environment. With the darkness all around the world with COVID-19, is it possible for our inner eyes to create light within?" The boy soon learned that it was he that was blind. The blind old man, his guide to his well, knowledge and wisdom. Just like the eyes in darkness, let us advance our wisdom and knowledge. Let us adjust, so that then our knowledge shall not be water in the sun. Thank you.
The month of April, I got a message saying that 500 rupees had been deducted from my bank account. Now, I thought this was one of the usual subscriptions I'm part of, and I ignored that message. 10 minutes later, I get another message saying 700 rupees had been deducted from my account. Now, this caught my attention because I had not spent 700 rupees before, and I did not know of any transactions or subscriptions I had made of that amount. I clicked on the link on the message, and it led me to an extremely shady and questionable website. Now, that's when I realized that someone was trying to scam me from my debit card. You see, I have not used my debit card in a long time. With the advent of UPI and mobile transactions, I had stopped using my debit card completely. This probably led to someone thinking that my account and my card is dormant and that they can easily scam money from it. But I quickly contacted my bank, cancelled my debit card and froze my account for a few days. Cut to 1 month later, I get a call from an e-commerce giant saying I have won a lottery of a car worth 5 lakh rupees, and all I had to do was pay 10,000 rupees for stamp paper charges. Now this time I knew that I was getting scammed. So I probed in further. And as I probed in further and further, the amount that I had to pay for stamp paper started reducing faster and faster. From 10,000 to 5,000, it dropped to just 1,000 rupees for stamp paper charges. Since I already knew that they were trying to scam me, I of course told them the truth and did not hear from them after. It is just surprising how I tried to get scammed twice in the span of 2 months.